Mukam karoti vachalam pangum langayati girim yat kripa tamam bandi paramananda madhavam. I bow down to Krishna, by whose grace the lame scale mountains and the dumb become eloquent. May Krishna be the guide of our lives. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be good. This morning our subject is Thoughts on the Gita, part 67. We are studying the 7th chapter of the Bhagavad Gita, which is called Jnana Vijnana Yoga, the way of realization. The name of the chapter is very, very interesting. Jnana Vijnana. Jnana means knowledge, Vijnana means ordinary knowledge, and Vijnana means a special knowledge. What does it mean? It means we have knowledge of so many things in this world. We get knowledge through 5 senses, through the eyes, through the ears, through the nose, through the tongue, and through the skin, touch. These are the 5 ways we gain knowledge of this whole manifested universe. That knowledge is ordinary knowledge, Krishna says. And what is a special knowledge? Krishna will tell us, I am pervaded in everything and every being in this universe. If you can see me, that is a special knowledge. God is in everything, in every being. The first mantra of the Isha Upanishad tells us, Isha Vaisamidam Sarvam Yatkincha Jagatyam Jagat Tena Tyaktena Bhunjitha Ma Krida Kwasya Siddhanam. Isha Vaisamidam Sarvam. Whatever you see in this world, movable and immovable, cover everything with the consciousness of God, Brahman. God is everywhere. And did you not say it? How to see God in everything, in every being? That Krishna is going to tell us. How to do it. And what is the obstacle? That he is going to tell us. Very interesting. Please remember these 2 words. Jnana, Vijnana. Jnana means ordinary knowledge. We have the knowledge of the car, chair, table, books, food, home, heat, cold. All this knowledge we have. But we do not have that special knowledge that God is everywhere, in everything. That knowledge we do not have. If you have this ordinary knowledge, that will not help you to get liberation. If you have that special knowledge, na sapuyo, you will never be born again. You will be illumined, you will be one with God. In this chapter, Krishna talked about Prakriti and Purusha. Prakriti means nature, and Purusha means being. Purusha and Prakriti. We discussed these things in our previous lecture, how this creation came from this Prakriti, nature. Here is the Purusha, consciousness, supreme consciousness. And here is Prakriti, nature, three gunas, they vibrate. And the creation begins. The first evolution of the creation is cosmic intelligence. From there, ego. From the ego, mind. From mind, 5 organs of knowledge, 5 organs of action, then 5 tattvas, subtle rudimentary elements, then pranas. In this way, then comes the gross manifested universe with 5 elements. All these things Krishna discussed. Problem, jnata and jnana. Subject and the object. Knower and knowable. Are they separate or not? That is the question. Apparently, yes, they are separate. I am the knower, I know the chair. This is the object of my knowledge. 2 different things. That is Prakriti, this is Purusha. This Purusha means individual soul. You are a Purusha, I am a Purusha, each Purusha. Purusha means Puri Shete iti Purusha. Puri means sitting. Shete, sleeps. The person who sleeps in the cavity of your heart, that person is the Purusha, that is the Atman. That is the way Vedanta describes Purusha. The woman is also Purusha. Purusha means man, sometimes people think. Here Purusha means the self, the Atman, consciousness which is in every human heart. That Purusha, apparently is the knower. What does it know? It knows all the objects. Very interesting. Self and not self. Thesis and antithesis. And then comes synthesis. Some Western philosophers also try to see that whether they are really divided, they are all separate or they are one. According to Gita, this Purusha and Prakriti are not 2 different objects. They are this manifestation of the same entity. They give an example. Here is a bird, wants to fly. If you cut the wings of the bird cannot fly. And at the same time, you have 2 wings, but you have no body. You cannot fly. See the problem? So this is the Purusha and Prakriti. Individual being, the individual consciousness, and here is the matter. These 2 can fly if the body is there. That body is God. So these 3, that is the reason Gita accepted Purushottama, the supreme self, supreme being. This is individual being, Jivatma. And this is Prakriti, nature. These 2 are connected with the supreme self. Then you can move, you can fly. Without consciousness, you cannot function. And consciousness that cannot function without the body. So we need both. You see, you may think, Swami, why you are deluding us, you are talking too much philosophy. But this is there, you cannot deny it. Without consciousness, you cannot function. And the consciousness cannot function without the body. You cannot work anything. You need body, you need hands, you need eyes, you need the senses. This commentator made a very beautiful statement. Here is a clock, and here is perhaps 60 segments. So tick, 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 tick. Every second moves and every segment it moves. That is the way the clock, the wheel, the watch moves. And now the question arises that this clock, you are seeing this chick chick sound is coming from your watch, and it segments. Who is moving these things? You do not see the spring behind. That spring is responsible for the movement of the clock. That spring is God. Very good, he gave a good example. Supreme Self, man and nature. And if you divide them, then you will be in trouble. Why? Shankar philosophers are in trouble. They found out that Purusha and Prakriti are two different entities. Do you know what that means? Two infinites. That means illogical. There cannot be two infinites. Then one infinite will limit the other. That is the reason Vedanta says, Ekameva Advityam. Not only Vedanta says one without a second, so that you cannot imagine further. There are two. Advityam. Ekam eva advityam. Not only one, which is without a second. But Swami, what is the importance of this discussion, of this philosophy? The importance is you must know who you are. That is the most important thing in this chapter. Realization. You want to realize. What do you want to realize? Your true nature. That is the Atman. Then you search and search and search. Then you see your ego will disappear. Only you will see that Vijnana. When Vijnana will come, you will see God is there and I am not there. Your I will merge into God. That is the realization. That Krishna wants to tell us. How can we do it? Krishna will tell us. Aham Krishnasya Jagata Prabhava Pralayustata. I am the creator of this whole universe. I sustain this universe, and all this universe and all these beings merge into me. Matta Parataranasti. Very beautiful way Krishna did. Shankara says that Purush Prakriti, these are all shadow. All shadow. There is no reality. Brahman alone is real. Maya, it just is like, you see it, it's just like a mirage. You see it, but they do not exist. I just remember, I told you several times, please remember these two words, Ashat and Mitha. Ashat means the thing which does not exist and you cannot see. Horn of a man. Horn you know, man also you know, but there you have never seen a man has two horns. Or child, son of a barren woman. You know son, you know woman, but you do not see any child. That is called Ashat. It does not exist, you cannot see. But mirage, on Mitha means it does not exist, but you can see. Example, mirage. When the sun reflects on the sun, it glitters, you think there is water, but actually there is no water. Or the sun shines on the seashell, you see it glitters, you may see that it is a startling silver, but there is no silver. That is Mitha. So the world which you see is Mitha. You see it, actually there is no world. Yeah, I see my father, mother, brother, sister, husband, wife, and all these things. You say Mitha. Mitha. When you go into deep sleep, where do they go? You are vanishing this whole universe every night. And yet still you think that is real. Real means the thing exists all the time in the past, present, and future. In deep sleep, the world vanishes. If the world would not vanish in deep sleep, it would be hard for us to survive in this world. You would die. All the time, problems. You have no sleep. Oof, that is a terrible thing to think of. I have no sleep. We will perhaps check 30, 40 sleeping pills to get sleep. Now we shall start our verse 7. Chapter 7, verse 7. Matta parataram nannat kinchidosti dhananjaya mai sarvamidam protam sutre maniganaiva. Beyond me, O Dhananjaya, Arjuna, there is nothing higher. All this is strung in me like a row of pearls on a thread. This is a very beautiful line. Sutre manigana iva. Sutra means thread. Mani means gems, jewels, pearls. All these human beings you see, think of Ishvara, God has a necklace. And in that necklace there are 4 billion pearls. You are a pearl, I am a pearl. All these 4 billion people are 4 billion pearls, and God has a necklace. Think of that. That means all the time we are connected with God. But we are unaware of it. That Krishna says. Nothing you can think anything in this world higher than me. I am the self, the supreme self. Prutasya. Sarvamidam prutam. Prutam, that word is very interesting. Prutam means saturated. Here is a bucket of water. You put 1 bag of salt. In the beginning, first you will see if the salt is there. Overnight, you will see the whole 1 pound salt melted in that bucket of water. Taste it from the top, saline, middle, saline, bottom, saline. But you do not see the salt. That is called otosya pratasya. So Brahman, that consciousness, as I gave the example of that salt pervaded, melted everything in every beach of water. So Brahman pervaded on all these beings like that. Just think of that. I just gave you an example. Shutra. Shutra means Hiranyagarbha, another name of Brahman. Brahman, you see, here is Brahman. Next stage is Hiranyagarbha. Next stage is Ishvara, God. Next stage is Hiranyagarbha. Next stage is Virat. Brahman, cosmic consciousness. Then God with Maya, has name and form. Hiranyagarbha is the sum total of subtle bodies. It's the 4 billion subtle body. Your subtle body, my subtle body, everyone's subtle body are connected with that Hiranyagarbha. Hiranya means gold. Garbha means womb. All this, that Shutratma, that prana, all these human beings, subtle bodies are there. That is called Shutratma. We are all tied, we are all connected, but you do not feel it because of Maya, which brings division. A very profound verse. There is nothing higher than myself, that ultimate reality, the infinite pure consciousness, which you call Brahman. There is nothing superior. That is why in the beginning of the chapter he said, I am going to tell you of the totality of the reality. Nothing outside of it is there. That consists of these two factors, object and subject, kshetra and kshetragya, the known and the knower, or as we say in physics, quantum phenomena and its observer. You know, this necklace story reminds me of an incident which I had with the Swami in Banaras in 1977. He was telling me, please tell me the Vedantic meditation, how we can meditate in Vedantic way. Then he told me, "Tumi Shondi dekhte jano? Do you know the junction? Shondi means junction of two things." Then he explained to me how to meditate. He said, he gave that illustration of this pearl necklace. Here is a pearl, here is a pearl, here is a pearl. If you minutely watch, you will find between these two pearls maybe a little visible, a little thread or some chain or something is holding all these pearls. Otherwise, pearls cannot be together. So he says, between these two pearls, you can see something. The next junction also, you can see a little something. Next junction also, you can see a little something. What is that? He explained to me that on this cosmic consciousness, your vritti, your thought will be rising, one after another. Thought waves. So if you can raise the thought in this way that I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, each thought will come with that vritti, I am Brahman, I am Brahman, I am Brahman. Then you will be illuminated. Pratibodha viditam. In your every thought you think that I am Brahman, I am Brahman. No other thought comes. You will be illuminated. That is the Vedantic meditation. Then Shundi dekhte jano. Do you know how to see the junction of these two pearls? Watch it. With that thread is consciousness. Very interesting. We can see a human being from outside. You can judge him or her from his or her color or height. May other variable attributes of individuals are there. They're all visible. But there is one invariable, invisible attribute in all individuals in the world. What is that? The thread that runs through all them, the divine inner self. There we are all one. So judge a person from that point of view. That is called Antarjami Brahman. In the Brihadaranyaka Upanishad also we read, he who exists in the earth but is within it, whom the earth does not know, whose body is the earth, who remaining in the earth regulates all the activities of in the earth. That is the Antarjami. That is the immortal self. Do you know what Antarjami, how does Antarjami works? It works in you, in me, in every one of us. How? When you have a problem or any trouble or anything, you go, you ask your indwelling self, shall I do it or not? Shall I tell these things to that person or not? You will see continuously a thought is rising. And you are asking question to someone within you. Shall I do it or not? Shall I do it or not? That means you are talking with your Antarjami. Or Swami Vishuddhananda ji used to tell the monks, when you are in confusion, when there is any problem, don't make any decision. He used to say, just calm your mind, be still, and ask your antarjam, indwelling self. Then you will get a correct answer. Yes, sometimes our indwelling self tells us, don't do it. But we sometimes do not listen. We are so much infatuated by Maya, we do it, and then we lament. We become embarrassed that why did I do it? Shh. That because we did not listen to our indwelling self. You know, always ask your indwelling self. Consult with him or with that God which is sitting inside your heart. He is always, they call it Buddhi Satpaksha Patini. Intellect will always try to take you to the right direction. But we don't like to listen. Our ego is so strong. And you are so infatuated by Maya. We commit blunders after blunders. And then we lament. Shh, why did I do that? I met some enemies through my anger, through my hatred, through my jealousy. Always consult. So Swami used to say, take 3 days before you make any decision. That is Antarjami. Krishna is talking about him. Shutre Muniganava. Shutra. That indwelling self is talking to you. You remember, before you do anything, you will see you are talking with you yourself. We are talking with someone inside you. We are doing all the time. Now Krishna started to tell us about these beautiful things. You see, whatever best things you will see in this world, I am there. Rasoham apsu kaunteya prabhasmi shasi surjayoho panava sarva vedeshu shabda ke paurusham nrishu. I am sapidity in water, O son of Kunti. I am the radiance in the moon and the sun. I am Om in all the Vedas, sound in Akasha, and manhood in men. Rasha. Rasha means juice, felicity, bliss. The Upanishad tells us, Raso Vaisa, Raso hi vayam kabd labdha anande bhavuti, kohe vainat ka pranyat jadisho akasha anandanasyat. Rasha. This whole world is saturated with bliss. Ananda. But we get misery. Why? Because we are searching in a wrong place. We are searching outside. It is not outside, it is inside. If you search inside, you will find the source, the fountain of bliss. Who could inhale, who could exhale if that blissful self was not within us? Prabha. Prabha means light. The light of the sun and the moon, that is my light. Krishna says. That Upanishad tells us, there the sun shines not the moon, not the stars, what to speak of mortal fire. When it shines, everything shines after it. That light is Brahman, consciousness. Pranava sarva vedeshu. I am the Om. Pranab. Pranab means prakrishya rupena pranuyate prakurshena stuyate parabrahmanena. But through this word you can pray, glorify, connect yourself with God. I shall read a little bit about Pranava so that you can understand what is the meaning of this word Om. Om is the most sacred word of the Vedas and may be compared to the word referred to by St. John in the opening of the 4th Gospel. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God, and the Word was God. According to Hindu philosophy, the whole of this universe has both name and form. As the prerequisite of its manifestation, the form is its outer crust, of which the name or idea is the inner essence or kernel. The name is inseparable from a word or sound. The universe, perceived by the five senses, is the form, behind which stands the eternal, inexpressible spota, or word, or logos. This eternal spota, the essential, beginningless material of all ideas or names, is the power through which the Lord creates the universe. Nay, the Lord first becomes conditioned as the spota by his own Maya, and then evolves himself as the more concrete sense-perceived universe. The symbol of a spota is Om, also written as Om, A-U-M. Since the word is inseparable from the idea, Om and the eternal spota are inseparable. Therefore, the eternal Om is the mother or source of all names and forms, and hence the holiest of all holy words. Om. The whole creation came from the sound. Chair. Immediately chair form comes. Light form comes. Whatever you speak, sound takes the form. Sound takes the form. That is the way creation came. So A starts from the throat, and A, when you close our lips, Om, Om. The entire sounds of the whole universe come from this Om. So this Om is the symbol of Brahman. The sound comes from silence. Again, it merges into silence. I just 2 minutes ago, the words I used, boom, it disappeared. Where did it go? I'm continuously projecting sound. All the sounds are going to the tape. It's going to the GVG and the CGs. Not bad. In ancient days, all sounds would merge into in that cosmic consciousness. Really, where does the sound go? Next verse, Krishna says, Shatta. Krishna loves Arjuna. For the reason he is giving this Vijnana, the special knowledge to him. Dekho, you can look at this world from the human standpoint, and you can look at the world from the divine standpoint. So I am just giving you the indication how to see from the divine standpoint this whole world. I am opening your eyes. Of course, he will fully open the eyes in the 11th chapter when he will show his cosmic form. Here he is trying to make him ready to have that experience, seeing God, that cosmic Vishwarup, cosmic form of Krishna. So, look, whatever you have started in the Upanishad, Sarvam Khalu Idam Brahma, that is true. Brahman, God, pervades in everything, in every being. You know, some people say, Swami, could you give a lecture on the Mother Earth, or what is called the ecology, that how we are ruining this universe and all this smog and all those things, you know. So actually, this Vedantic idea, they say, what is this earth? It is a beautiful place because it came from God. Who are ruining this earth? We. In the Los Angeles basin, if you go in summertime, you will not have to God. That smog will force you to cry. Tears will come. Eye irritation so much. I was there 7 years. I know. Sometimes they ask all elderly people don't go out. They have a breathing problem. Who ruined these things? It is a beautiful city. It is the city of the angels. We, millions of cars, and all this exhaust, and we have breathing problem. Punya gandha prithivyam cha tejushashmi vibhavasu jivanam sarvabhuteshu tapasyashmi tapasishu. I am the sweet fragrance in earth and the brilliance in the fire. Am I the life in all beings and the austerity am I in aesthetics. Punya gandha prithivyam. Gandha is the Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, Gandha. Do you know what? Each element has its result. From the space, sound. From the air, touch. From the fire, form. Then from the water, taste. Shabda, Sparsha, Rupa, Rasa, taste. And from the earth, Gandha, fragrance. Yam Prithivi Sarvesham Bhutanam Madhu. You see this earth? It is madhu, honey, saturated with sweetness and bliss and joy. But we don't get it. We get misery after misery in this world because we are searching in a wrong place. I am the heat. Again, I am cold. I am the life force. Jivanam sarvabhuteshu. I was watching one Japanese lived 116 years. The longest life person. Just a few days ago, he died in Japan. I am the life. He was born in 1897. Tapasyasmi, I am the Yoga Shakti. Ascetic, when he practices austerity, he develops power. I am that power. I am in everything. Bijam mam sarvabhutanam vidhi partha sanatanam buddhir buddhimatamosmi tejas tejasvinamaham nomi osana pritha. As the eternal seed of all beings, I am the intellect of the intelligent and the heroism of the heroic. Bija. Bija means seed. Ordinary trees, the moment you put the seed in the ground, the seed dies. And then tree comes. We know it. We don't find the seed anymore. But this seed is eternal, undying. It doesn't die. I am that seed, the source of whole creation. Buddhir buddhimatamoshmi. Buddhi. You know, human beings, God endowed human beings with this precious faculty that is called buddhi, intellect. We can differentiate what is right, what is wrong. No other beings have this faculty. Animal beings, no, they do not have buddhi. Tejas, I am the power, strength behind everything. You raise your hand, that is the power of God. You talk, that is the power of God. You see, that is the power of God. Behind your every movement, it is God's power that is working. But we do not feel it, we do not see it. Sri Ramakrishna gave a beautiful example. In the cooking pot, our eggplants and potatoes are jumping. Why? Because there is fire, flame in your stove. That is responsible for the jumping of the vegetables in the cooking pot. Turn it off, all vegetables will collapse. So all these human beings are jumping and all these things you see, because behind us that God. Otherwise we will collapse. But we do not like to admit it. I say, I am doing. Ego. Balang balavatam chaham kamo raga vibhurjitam dharma viruddha bhuteshu kamosmi bharatarshava. Of the strong, I am the strength, devoid of sensual desire and attachment. I am, O Bhul among the Bharatas, the sensual desire in being unopposed to dharma. Calm. There are two types of calm, desire. One kind of desire, worldly desires. I am there. Krishna says, if there is no desire, the whole world will collapse. The world is moving because there is desire. You have desire to live, so the reason you get up from your bed. Otherwise you say, what is the purpose of getting up? Just stay in bed. We see the purpose of this living. When he says, Balang balavatam chaham kamara kamara. So desire is very, very important. Do you know the quarrel between Vedanta and Shankar? Shankar says, my prakriti creates. Vedanta says, really? Vedanta prakriti is matter. Matter cannot create. Let your chair create another chair. You need conscious being behind any creation. Your prakriti is not conscious. Consciousness is in the Purusha. So matter cannot create matter. Then do you know what do they say? Well, the grass can produce milk. Grass is the matter producing milk. Then Vedanta will answer, I shall let the grass be eaten by a bull and let the bull produce milk. Funny, all these arguments you will find in the Brahma Sutra. They are fighting each other, arguing each other. What is consciousness? Very interesting. Bala. See, Arjuna was such a great hero. When Krishna departed from this world, he sent a messenger to Hastinapur that please take these women from Dwaraka to Hastinapur. Arjuna came and rescued, escorted all the women of the Krishna's dynasty and wanted to take them to Hastinapur near Delhi. But on the way, he was attacked by robbers. And they robbed all these women and their things. But Arjuna could not leave the Ganjiva, his bow. Krishna left, he was powerless. He had no strength to lift and use the hero. He can kill all of them. He could not lift the bow. Balam balavatacham, I am the pen. Dharma avriddhi bhuteshu. He says, you have the strength, you have the power, good desire to realize God, I am there. And you have a desire to produce children, I am also there. That Krishna says. I am everywhere. I am the strength in those who have a strength. But with this qualification, Kama Raga Vibhurjitam, free from sensory craving and attachment. Again, Krishna says, I am that desire in all beings which is unopposed to dharma. I am that Kama, desire, which does not destroy other people's welfare. Anyhow, these are all Krishna is talking about his cosmic, that I am here, I am there, I am everywhere. Jechaiva sattika bhava rajasa tamasa chaje matta eviti tan vidhi nattvaham teshu na teshu te moi. And whatever states pertaining to Sattva and those pertaining to Rajas and to Tamas are there. Know them to proceed from me alone. Still, I am not in them, but they are in me. This whole universe is nothing but the three gunas. Krishna says, those gunas came from me, but they cannot overwhelm me. I am the controller of the gunas, controller of Maya. Ordinary human beings are the slaves of the gunas. God projects this universe out of himself. This universe is of many varieties, and good and bad are also there in the universe. And so too, God is in the universe. The universe is also in God, but God is not in the universe in the sense of being caught up there. He is ever free. He cannot be caught up in anything, just like a space, which cannot be caught up in a pot or in a building. It comes out of all this as it is ever free. Similarly, is the divine. The universe and all these beings are in the Lord, but the Lord is not in them. The universe is only an appearance superimposed by illusion, Maya, on the Lord. It is like a mirage in the desert. From the standpoint of the onlooker, the illusory water exists in the desert, but the desert does not depend upon or exist in the mirage. Likewise, the universe apparently superimposed on the Lord exists in the Lord, but the Lord is not in the universe. None of the properties of the universe touches the Lord, just as the water of the mirage cannot soak a single grain of the desert sand. One of our teachers used to say, "You go to movies?" "Yes, sir." "Did you see on the movie screen? Fire! Sometimes it's heavy rain. So much torrential rain. You go and touch the screen, you see the screen is not wet. You touch the screen, you see the screen is not burnt. But all these projections from the film are going on the screen, and you see it. But screen is untouched. Same thing, your computer screen, so many things you can see. Murder. You see blood. But you do not see blood. You touch your screen, you do not see the blood there. But you can see the blood is there. Somebody is killed. That is the position. The God is that like a screen. Shakshi. He is with the witness of everything what is going on in this world. You cannot hide anything from him. Vishwato Chakshu. His eyes, billions of eyes, he is watching. All his children. You cannot hide anything from God. Next verse. Tridir gunamayir bhavai sarvam idam jagat mohitam ma na vijanati mam ebhyo param abhayam. Why people cannot see God? He is now telling us. This is the reason. First he says, Manushanam savasrishu koshi jatati siddhai jatatam api siddhanam koshim mam beti tattataha. Millions of people come to spiritual life. Only very few succeed. It is very difficult. Because God created our senses with outgoing tendencies, so we are always going outside. We are not seeing inside. Very few people turn their minds inside and see God within. Now look what Krishna says. Deluded by these states, which are the modifications of the three gunas or prakriti, all this world does not know me who is beyond them and is immutable. deluded by threefold gunas. All beings are deluded by love, hatred, attachment, and other characteristics of the gunas. Though the Lord is the inmost self of all beings and the object of direct and immediate perception, the Lord in his purest essence is untouched by the gunas, which belongs only to his prakriti. Now, what is this gunamayi? Mohitam. We are all deluded. We are all infatuated by Maya. We do not see. I remember I read a Sanskrit drama. So a son of a rishi, sage, saw a beautiful girl and fell in love with her. So his friend says that we are brahmacharis, our instruction is different. You are not supposed to get caught by a woman. Then this his friend says, you see, your instructions are going through my ears, but it is not going to my mind. I can hear what you say, but my mind is full of that girl. I cannot see anything else. That is called Maya. Your guru can give you all best teachings, but it may not touch your heart at all if your mind is deluded. No spiritual instructions will work. Shh. That is Maya. Next verse. Daivi isha gunamayi mama maya duruttaya mami baji prabuddhante mayametam taruntite. This verse is really beautiful. Verily, this Maya is divine, constituted of the gunas, is difficult to cross over. Those who devote themselves to me alone cross over this illusion. Verily, this divine Maya, fine consisting of the gunas, is hard to overcome. But those who take refuge in me alone shall cross over this Maya. Maya. Here is a beautiful necklace. A thief does not care to the necklace. A thief is seeing only gold. How much gold I shall get. If I steal that necklace, how much gold I shall be able to get. He doesn't care what kind of jewelry, what kind of pattern of necklace you have. To a lover, oh, beautiful necklace. He does not see the gold. He sees the design of the necklace and the beauty of the necklace. How we approve, how we see this world. Different people watches the world in a different way. It is really amazing how do you know Arjuna has a doubt that if this world is unreal, then why did God create this world? That is his problem. If this world is unreal, then why did he create it? It would be better not to create and just be as it is, no creation. This is his play, Leela. I want to play. I am alone. I am bored. I like to be many. He created many. All these billions of human beings, you see, God is playing. And he is helping us to play. When your play is over, come back. We are all playing. This world is a stage. If you read the Panchadoshi, there is one chapter is called Natako Deepa, the light of the stage. This is the stage. All these beings are dancing and singing and doing all sorts of works. This is all play. God is playing. When we play well, we smile. When we do not play well, we cry. That's all. Hashi kannar khela, which is the play of smile and cry. And if you do not like this play, Lord, I do not like to play. I want you. Bas. Come back. But as long as you have desire to play, you will have to come back again and again. No. This verse I thought I shall be able to cover, but this verse is very, very important. My Maya is divine. Don't criticize my Maya. I have two departments. Vidya Maya, Avidya Maya. Good Maya, bad Maya. Vidya Maya will take you toward God. Avidya Maya will push you into the bottom plane in this world with misery and sufferings. So I have two departments open. You sign up. That Krishna says. In which department you want to go. And if you do not like to play, Mamaiva je prabhad, very difficult to cross this Maya. If you have a little ego, you cannot go through this Maya. You see, ego is the wall between the finite and the infinite. Our problem is our ego. That ego is a great obstacle. And my friend used to say, the day I have good meditation, that day also I have ego. Oh, today I have good meditation. There also I have ego. Krishna says, take refuge in me, Mami Bhaje Prabodhante Mayamita, then I shall help you to cross this turbulent ocean of Maya. We need help. If somebody ties your hands and feet with chains, can you release yourself from those chains? You can't. You need somebody's help. There comes the position of the Guru. Guru comes and removes the bondage and releases the disciple. The Guru carries God's power. With that power, he cuts the bondage. That mantra. Maya. How the one became the many? The answer is through Maya. Maya makes the infinite finite. Maya means it appears but it does not exist. It is the power of God, very hidden. It is neither real nor unreal. One is both in you. Something unspeakable. Jnana Virudhi, which is against, opposite to the knowledge. Ajnan, Jnana. Ignorance, knowledge. When knowledge comes, ignorance goes away. When the light comes, darkness goes away. That is the way it works. Bhava Rupam, it is not zero. It is not empty. There is something. We feel it. You feel your hunger. You feel your headache. Not that you do not feel anything. And Jatkinchi, there is something. We love Maya. That is the reason we come again and again. I sometimes give that illustration. Here is a magician. He brought a 16-year-old girl and a chainsaw and cutting a piece of wood and say, look how it cuts. Very sharp chainsaw. He put this girl in a box and cut this chainsaw with 2 pieces and pass. You do not see the girl at all. And then within 5 minutes, you see the girl is coming from your back. Hi, I am here. You know that girl will not be caught. And you paid $50 to buy the ticket to see the show. Just see. That is Maya. You paid $50 to see the show of the magician, but to see the girl was not caught. This is called Maya. In our part of the country, sometimes where there is no electricity, the villagers make wheat, that what is called flour. They put corn in a hole. There are two pieces of stone slab. They call it a stone grinding. Here also, you know, they put it there and they rotate. So, and in the middle there is a knob. There is a whole knob which holds these two pieces of round stones. So those corns, those who through manipulation go near the knob, they will never be crushed. All others will be crushed and will be powder, you will get flour. But those who can hold that knob will be saved. Similarly, though in this world, we are all grinded by that huge machine, will be crushed. But if you can, through manipulation, through prayer, if you can go near the knob, bas, you are saved, protected. Try to do that one. Anyhow, I shall stop because this is maybe I may make some comments in the next talk about this Doivi Maya. Doivi Isha Gunamoyi Mama Maya Durattaya. Krishna says, listen, my Maya is divine. Don't criticize it. There is when bad Maya gives you trouble, do you know why? That bad Maya is telling, why are you infatuated me? Go to God. Suffering also is telling you, go to God. Don't criticize everything. Everything is divine. There is a divinity in suffering also. Which is true. Angels unawares. Our mistakes, sometimes our great teachers. Go to God. Thank you. Tamiva mata cha pita tvamiva bandhusya sakha tvamiva vidya dravinam tvamiva sarvam mama deva deva. Lord, thou art my mother, thou art my father, thou art my friend, thou art my companion, thou art my wealth, thou art my learning, thou art my all in all, O Lord. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Peace, peace, peace be and